How are you? It's Dr. Muso. Today we want to talk about the capitals that were in the Rozvi state. We want to talk about the areas, some of the areas that were significant, that were important, that were in the Rozvi state. Remember, when the Mutapa state collapsed, when it declined at Tande Chidima, people moved to Mbire Guruzwa, where they established this new state, which was known as the Changamire or the Rozvi state. So when they established this state, we want to talk about the places, the capitals that were in the Rozvi state. So which capitals, which areas were important in the Rozvi state? We've got an area called Danangombe. Why was it called Danangombe? Danamombe. As some historians want to sound. It was because this area had good grazing pastures. This area received adequate rainfall. So because of that now, cattle ranching was very possible. These people could keep large numbers of animals. Why? It is because the areas had good grazing pastures. One of the areas which had good grazing pastures was known as the Dana Angombe. So that is why when you read the history of the Rozvi people, we are told about the Rozvi people being people who were so much involved in pastoralism. So Dana Angombe is one of the capitals that was in the Rozvi state. Nalatale, another area in the Rozvi state. It is said that when the Rozvi arrived at Mbire Guruzwa, they had to attack the Torwa people. When they were attacked now, they moved their capital from Mbire Guruzwa to where? To Nalatale, where the Torwa people were staying. So Nalatale is another area that was so instrumental, significant in the Rozvi state. It is also said that they had to build a ruin, the Nalatale ruin, signifying their culture, signifying the importance of their livelihood. Then another capital, the Lolo. You see these names are in history. Lolo. Give your children such names. My Lolo, my Nalatale. It's clearly shown that we are a historian. Lolo, another capital that was in the Rozvi state. So we see that people here in Lolo were in the Torwa state now. They also exhibited the history, the culture of the Shona people, the Manyanga, another area that was in the Rozvi state. According to historians, some of the traditions, some of the religious activities, some of the ceremonies, they were carried out here at Manyanga. When the Ndebele eventually arrived here in Zimbabwe, it is said that the religious leaders, they used to go to Ntaba Zikamambo, to Manyanga, to perform religious activities. So we see Manyanga being an important city in the Rozvi state. Kame or Kama, we see that it was another area which was so instrumental. Why it was instrumental? It is because the Rozvi fought the Torwa, defeated them, and they moved the capital to Kame. So it was called Kame, Nalatale, and what? And Agodo. Sindi is another area which was so instrumental again in the Rozvi state. Then we also talk about Ntaba Zikamambo. Later on, this is the Ntaba Yezinduna that we have nowadays. If you're going to Blawayo, you go to Ntaba, you pass through Ntaba Yezinduna. So this was the Ntaba Yezinduna. So we are told about Tumbari. You remember the guy Tumbari who was instrumental, who was an army commander, who used to command the army. It is said that is where he used to go doing trainings and so forth with the army. So Ntaba Zikamambo, another important area that we have in the Rozvi state. So these are the areas, these are the capitals, these are the places that were instrumental, that were significant in the Rozvi state. Thank you so much. It's Dr. Muso.